What's next? Sometimes we need to consciously deal with the negativity in our mind. And by dealing with the negativity, is you don't try to forget it, you adjust it. So when you have negative thoughts of, I'm so lazy, I'm so tired, you have to focus on in yourself where you are healthy, where you focus on where you're a go-getter, where you things that you want to succeed at, and say things like, I'm a successful, powerful person. I see all the obstacles in my path. My life is illuminated and shows all the obstacles in my path. I have all the tools that I need to deal with the obstacles in my path. And I know how to use these tools in order to find my way over, around, or through the obstacles in my life. Things like that. Just change everything to positive. And any negative thoughts, just deal with them. Like, I used to be a smoker. Another thing is just to ask for positive things in your life. I use favor because favor is it's kind of a really positive word because favorable. You know, when I say that favor walks with me as I come in, favor walks with me as I go out. Favor heals my body as I speak favor into my body. Favor heals my eyes to see clearly. Favor heals my ears to hear clearly. Favor heals my mind to think clearly. Favor heals my body into ideal, youthful perfection. Things like that. I say to myself multiple times a day just so that I can focus on how I'm improving my life. Because positive brings more positive, and negative brings more negative. When you focus on being positive, you bring more positive things in your life. You're able to see them more. An example I used to read about was like, if you wanted a Subaru Forester and you begin to see more Subaru Foresters in your life, you begin to see them all the time. It's only because you want the Subaru Forester and you see that and you're more focused on it and it brings it more into you. It's just how our minds work. So if you focus on negative things, well, unfortunately you bring more negative things in your life. So if we can better ourselves by focusing on the positive things, we'll bring more positive. So if I focus on bringing favor into my life, if I focus on I live a good, positive, beneficial life, things I need come to me easily. I am healthy, I am happy. You don't say things like I want, you say things like I am. Put yourself in that place. Live in the now. Bring everything to the now. Forget about what happened before, because whatever happened before is the past and you don't need it anymore. Forgive yourself, drop it, send it back. Forget about things that might happen in the future because it's might and it's only written in pencil and it can easily be changed. So what we do is we focus on things that we can control. So we control what we believe in, we control what we want, and we make it happen now. And just by bringing those good things, focusing on the good things, and making our own, oh, that's another important part, make your own prayer. Yes, people can show you prayers and you can read affirmations from other people and they sound really nice and they really resonate with you. That's great, but use it as a template, use it as a basis to create your own. Because the most powerful affirmations, the most powerful statements, the most powerful things that you can create are your own. Spells of How people use spells was they actually made their own. Reading someone else's spells really only had very little of the power, because by making it your own, you think about it. You consider what it takes to bring it to that point. Your own statements. You have to create your own recitations. You have to create your own stuff. Make it your own. I personally just do it multiple times a day and don't repeat the same thing over and over again. I just repeat the same basis. I know the kind of idea what I want to say. I allow myself to free form it. And one of the things is I get dogged down with not saying negative words, but someone pointed out that the negative words are kind of go hand in hand with the positive words. Yes, you shouldn't have a negative word in your daily declaration, but if you're doing it free form and you do use a negative word, you have to use something to, improve it. Like if I, say that I'm healthy, or instead I might say I am not sick, I am not sleepy. That's another good thing, yes. I am not sleepy. I might say I'm not sleepy, but I fully feel really drained. And I say I am not sleepy because I am alert and awake and I am strong. Things that kind of I want to be, but I'm in it now, and by staying it, I am. It gives that power, and I kind of move forward from there. We say things like I'm not a smoker because I don't need addiction. I'm not poor because money comes to me from known and unknown sources. I am not dumb because knowledge comes to me from multiple places. I see a lot in these New Age spiritual groups is I want more spiritual, I want more awake people. And they miss the point, because there are no real awake people. You're living day to day, minute to minute, aware of what the information is in front of you. And because being human, we fall back, we fall forward, we run forward, we learn to meditate more effectively. But it's an evolving process. There's no one way to meditate, because you're constantly learning new and wonderful things. You're experiencing new and wonderful things. One thing is that seeing ghosts, being spirits. Spirits are not seen with the eyes, they're more seen with the mind. And you have to have an expanded third eye, an expanded mind, and be able to feel them, because ghosts and spirits and the ghost adventures and those spooky shows, when they have the EMF detectors and those, the spirits talk to them. Well, those are different kind of entities. Those entities need attention. They survive off the energy of attention. Attention is a form of energy, and these spirits if you look at ghost adventures, it's supposed to be these spiritual experts who study spirits and learn more about them. And they're more scared than any spirit that they see all the time. And that's because these spirits feed off that fear. And if you have a problem with negative entities, well, you don't feed them. You don't feed them the fear. Because like I said before, there are two levels. There's one stream which is love and one stream which is fear. And fear has peace. The more peace you have feeling, the less fear you feed. The more love and compassion you feel, the less fear you feed, because you're focusing on the energy of love. Energy is energy, pure energy is just that. So if you feed love and compassion, these entities will go away. Shadow beings hate. It repulses them, love. So if you see a 6 foot tall, 8 foot tall shadow being, just send them love. Because, you're going to be a little bit nervous by them. It's just inevitable. So you can be nervous and still send love. And by sending love, it'll lower your nervousness, lower your fear. And they'll less likely be able to feed off your fear. And they won't want to feed off your love, so they'll go away. That's just one idea of how to deal with spirits. And I'm more focusing on trying for you to be more positive and bring your own love of yourself into the universe. Because when you are at your best self, when you are positive as possible, you can bring other people along. Because you're going to run into negative people and you can't stop them from being negative. But you can lead them forward on the positive path. You don't have to agree, excuse me. You don't have to agree with everyone all the time. You just have to learn to listen to them, and even if we disagree with someone 100%, they can help teach us something. Even if we run into the most sheepish individual who just follows the system and tells you exactly what the system wants and wants you to follow the rules. And if you don't agree with those rules, you can still listen to them and find out why they need to follow all the rules, why they need to, come into alignment with the system. And we don't have to follow the system, but we could just go through the motions, this social distancing thing. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I don't agree that the quarantine is this far necessary, because unfortunately viruses are all the time, and there are lots of viruses, and people pass to the other side pretty quickly all the time. It's just the consequences of having so many people around. But social distancing, spreading less of the disease is fine with me. The only problem is people who are out of work, people who are overworked because of limited resources, which can easily be fixed because those in power have the ability to supply all the supplies that they need. Unfortunately, it looks better because those in the highest powers survive off fear, unfortunately. So we can see it, we can accept it, we can try to manipulate things in a more positive light while still following their stupid, arcane, ridiculous fear laws. But those are just my ideas, and others have their ideas. The most important thing is you find what resonates with you best. You make it as positive as possible. You learn, you evolve, you persist, and you excel. And that's all we all need. What's next?